As you can see, stamina drain while swimming. It's not quite implemented all the way in yet. Well, as it are a few things not quite implemented. Still early alpha, but a beautiful game in its own right as it is. So here we are. At the mine. Just to give you guys an idea of what it looks like for when you do get a chance to play the full game or on a server that doesn't have this disabled. But I will say this, you play on a server that has mining enabled, you're going to have a high latency and a high lag. It's what it is. Well, now that we're over here, let's get out of here and look at what skills we need to attend to. We want to build our house. In order to build our house, it's within construction's material prep. So that will be our next skill that we're going to work on. As you can see, someone has already begun to place in this clay pile a few items. Now, how do I know this is clay? If you look on your map here, you have a bunch of them placed all over the entirety of the map, designated by this little spot here, little brown patches within the map. There's another one. A lot of times you will find them near the coasts. Let's keep looking. Oh, there's another one right there. And when you're building and looking for a building site, clay is an important construction material. There's another one. So is iron, granite, all those other ones. But not so much more than clay. Clay is a very, very important resource. Now, to start out yourself, I'm not going to do the power level cheating method, as you can see. Now, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So calling it cheating is like, saying I don't want to get anywhere in life. However, we're going to start off our way. I now have some rock, and I need to get my construction's material prep up. Why? Well, I want to build a shack. Eventually, it would be nice. So if I came down here, construction's material prep create, you're going to see I have the ability to lay down a furnace. Let's go with that one first. In order to build anything, you'll notice that this, all right here, was built on a flattened tile system. They're red because currently they're being occupied. Now, terraform, we have this flatten ground ability. The flatten ground is probably your most useful terraforming command that you will come across. It is unlocked at level 30. I can't take that overburdened. Can raise and lower at 0. At 30, let's go ahead and dump some of this out. My apologies. You can double-click any of the tile resources such as rock, granite, soil, sand, clay. Double-clicking it will drop it from your inventory. So we'll flatten the ground what we can here. So, back to the explanation. Terraforming. Level 30 can flatten terrain. Now what that means is it gives me the option of flatten with an upward slope, or flatten with a downward slope. They all have the basic same rules. Now, when gathering sand, it's the slowest gathering rate. You gather at a rate of 15 stones per scoop. Stones, soil, granite, those things can be scooped at a rate of 30 per scoop. Clay gets picked up at a rate of 60 stones per scoop. Now, we're going to keep gathering a little bit more of this soil, sand, whatever the material we have on hand to demonstrate this terraforming process. Now, I really don't like messing with all of these crazy huge numbers right here. Most numbers you're going to encounter are ones like this 4.5, 4.5, 5. A lot more even numbers. So, I'm going to get out of this sand area here and come over here. We're going to use this as my tutorial base right here as best I can. So flatten ground. Overburden, dang. I just keep running into problems. I want to make it easy on our lives here. I'm going to get rid of what I don't need here. Now see, dropping it at the inventory, it's always actions at a rate of 15, a rate of 30, and a rate of 60 when I have the clay. And you'll see that when I get a little bit closer. I'll go ahead and get rid of a lot of this. I'll only need 90 to do what I really need to do with the stone. So again, here we're going to go. It's going to be a lot of work, and you're going to see what's going to happen as I speed the video up. Now let's go back to the observe command, and we'll see what I've done here. This is at a flattened tile of 6. Now you'll see my very next action that I perform on this flattened tile. Now the rule of flattening is, if I'm standing on a tile and I'm gathering from a higher number, such as this one right here, it will gather soil. If I'm on the 6 and I'm placing it onto a lower number with the flatten command, it will require an item from my inventory. So watch this. Flatten ground. Before I was double clicking on them. Now I'm using the flatten ground command. Flatten ground. Now I'm going to go ahead and drop this off over here because I feel it might consume it, obviously. We'll continue to use flatten ground. Now, I'm going to show you one special event here. I was standing on a 6 and I'm flattening a 6. The trick comes in after you see what happens. Go back into observe. So prior, this 6 tile that I'm standing on right now, the green, was like this white dotted tile. It was 6, the number never changed, but what happened was you have to stand on an equal number. It doesn't have to already be flattened. And I'll show you that by this over here. We're going to continue to flatten this out. Now this base that is being laid out is complete and utter rubbish. You would not build a base just kind of nonchalant, putting items all over. There's a lot of planning that goes into it. I just want you guys to be able to know how to build the base, so that way when it comes time, you can devote your energy to laying out how you want it to be done, rather than learning how to do each individual thing. That's the aim of this tutorial. Now, as you'll see, my action bar has been going down quite a bit when I do the shoveling command. This one right here is actually going to pop it level, watch. I can tell that because my stamina bar didn't drop. Watch when I come over here and I do flatten again. Now my stamina is really starting to, go down because I'm actually working. I'm not doing that final flatten command. And here's how it goes. I'll demonstrate a little bit more. Now this is all terraforming. I'm going to keep adding dirt. So the number is below me, so it's going to take it from my inventory. There it was. It's going to take another 30. And you can keep using the observe command to see what's happening there. Alright, keep popping it, a little bit more. And it makes it flat. So I'm going to reiterate that part again. You have to be standing on a tile. It doesn't have to be already flattened like this. It can be just like this one right here. I'll show you that. Terraforming. I'm standing on the number 6 tile. It is not flattened like that tile. I can tell you right now that 5.6 is going to require 0.4 to make it reach 6. And once it's at 6, it will still remain this blotchy color, just like the one I'm standing on. The final action of using flatten command again. So watch, I have exactly 4 points worth of dirt on me. Here's 1 that disappeared. Point 2 disappeared, which is a total of 60 stones weight. Here comes point 3, and here is point 4. Now let's go back into the terraform observe command. They are both 6. Now, rather than having to stand here and pop it and be like, oh, well, we saw what happens there. This is how you will start from the very get-go. They were both 6. The one I'm standing on, right here, is 6, and that one is 6. Using the flatten command, they are the unformed 6s. I didn't have to add dirt, and I didn't have to take away dirt. The final command of flatten, as long as they're on an even surface, is to actually make it a flat tile. In order to make the one I was standing on previously, you just have to turn around, and from this equal number, flatten, flatten. That's how it works. Now that we have the flatten ground ability here, we're going to get busy. You can only build from your constructions, material prep, construction, masonry, and such can only be built on a flattened tile. It'll give me the option here. I can move things left and right. Doesn't fit there. It could fit in one of these spots. I could put it directly on the pile that I'm standing on right here,